I would like to advise all those present that notice of the special meeting of the Municipal Council of the City of Bayonne on August 5th, 2022, has been provided to the public in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey. Notice of time and place of the meeting was posted and filed with the city clerk and was forwarded to the Jersey Journal and the Star Ledger by fax and regular mail on August 2nd, 2022. The special meeting of the Municipal Council is now in session. Ms. Medina, please call the roll.
Mr. Booker is absent. Mr. Carroll.
Here.
Mr. Perez.
Here.
Ms. Weimer.
Here.
Mr. La Palusa.
Here. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Our first item is the call of the special meeting by the council president. Who would like to move it?
Move it.
Second.
And on that communication, Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
Second, 0201 actually, is an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Bayonne adopting the amended 8th Street Station Rehabilitation Area Plan for the properties located at 7 Oak Street and designated as Block 471, Lots 1, 2."
Madam?
Yep.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can we do all these ordinances as a whole?
Sure.
Okay, we'll move them as a whole, everybody? I apologize for
That's okay.
interrupting you. Please continue.
It's designated as Block 471, Lots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, as shown.
Madeline?
Yep.
It should say 6 and 7. The actual ordinance says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's 7 Oak Street, those 7 lots.
Okay. Good to know. Which was introduced and passed its first reading at the meeting held July 20th, 2022, was published in the Jersey Journal and posted on the bulletin board as required by law, with notice that it would be further considered for final passage following a public hearing at this meeting of August 5th, 2022, is now before the council for its consideration and a public hearing. And a resolution is moved by the council as a whole, giving the ordinance second reading, which is read by title. Who'd like to, on the resolution, second reading, Mr. Carroll?
Aye.
Mr. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Weimer?
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa?
Aye.
Second reading is by title. It's an ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Bayonne adopting an amended 8th Street Station Rehabilitation Area Plan for the properties located at 7 Oak Street and designated as Block 471, Lots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, as shown on the official tax map of the City of Bayonne. The council is now ready to give all persons interested in this ordinance an opportunity to be heard concerning it. The council president will recognize anyone who wishes to speak. Okay. No protest against, objections to, or statements in favor of this ordinance or its passage has been filed with me. May I have a motion to close?
Close.
Move.
Second. And on the motion to close, Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Weimer?
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa?
Aye.
And resolution ordering final passage is moved by the council as a whole. And on the resolution for final passage, Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Weimer?
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa?
Aye. And before we go to the number 2, I wanted our legal team to explain, Mr. Coffey, if you could explain why this is being done by resolution, which is a little different than how we normally do it at our council meetings.
Sure. There's a pilot application before the council for approval, and normally pilots are passed through the long-term tax exemption law, and that requires an ordinance, 2 readings. The HMFA pilot statute, however, because of the nature of the beast and that it's affordable housing, they prefer, the statute permits and actually calls for a pilot to be passed by resolution, not by ordinance. It's a specific statute for this type of transaction, and we're following the statute.
Thank you.
Okay.
Madeline?
Yep, R1. Mr. Coffey?
This is a resolution. I'm going to read it in whole. And in fact, we just passed an ordinance that allowed for the amendment of a rehabilitation area, the 8th Street rehabilitation area. Normally, it would take 20 days under the statute under the ordinance statute to go into effect. However, NJSA 40:41A-101C says that the municipal council, if in case of emergency, can expedite the actual effective date and make it effective immediately. And due to the fact that the applicant here is under time constraints in connection with its application to the state, this resolution would permit the ordinance that was just passed, allowing for the amended 8th Street rehabilitation area for 7 Oak Street to be effective immediately. And I'm going to read it in as a whole. Whereas the Municipal Council of the City of Bayonne passed ordinance number 022-22 on August 5th, 2022, in a special meeting of the Municipal Council, adopting an amended 8th Street rehabilitation area for the properties located at 7 Oak Street and designated as Block 471, lots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on the official tax maps of the City of Bayonne. And whereas NJSA 40:41A-101C permits an ordinance to take effect immediately in case of emergency, so long as 2/3 of the members of the board vote in favor of a resolution affirming same. And whereas due to time constraints imposed on the applicant in connection with HMFA financing, there is an emergent need to make the ordinance effective as of August 5th, 2022, and to publish same as soon as practicable. Now therefore be resolved that ordinance O-22-22 shall take effect immediately, and that the clerk is hereby authorized to publish the passage of same as soon as is practicable.
That resolution is moved by the council as a whole, and on that resolution, Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Aye. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
R2.
R2 is the actual resolution authorizing the pilot application and authorizing the mayor and clerk to enter into a pilot agreement with the sponsor. And I read that in whole because this is not our normal process. I think it's incumbent upon us to read this into the record. Whereas the Bayonne Senior and Supportive Housing Associates LP, hereinafter referred to as the sponsor, proposes to construct a 6-story supportive housing and senior affordable housing building consisting of 40 units of a combination of supportive units and senior affordable housing units on a site described as lots 1 through 7, Block 471, as shown on the official assessment map of the City of Bayonne, Hudson County, and commonly known as the Oak Court West property, Bayonne, New Jersey, pursuant to the provisions of the New Jersey Housing and Mortgage Finance Agency Law of 1983, as amended NJSA 55:14K-1 at sequential, and rules promulgated thereunder at NJAC 5:80-1 at sequential, and all applicable guidelines, the foregoing hereinafter referred to as the HMFA requirements, within the municipality of Bayonne, hereinafter referred to as a municipality, on a site described as lots 1 through 7, Block 471, as shown on the official assessment map of the City of Bayonne, Hudson County, and commonly known as the Oak Court West property. And whereas a project will be subject to the HMFA requirements and the mortgage and other loan documents executed between the sponsor and the New Jersey Housing and Mortgage Finance Agency, hereinafter referred to as the agency, and whereas pursuant to the HMFA requirements, the governing body of the municipality hereby determines that there is a need for this housing project in the municipality, and whereas the sponsor has presented to the municipal council a revenue projection for the project, which sets forth the anticipated revenue to be received by the sponsor from the operation of the project, as estimated by the sponsor and the agency, a copy of which is attached hereto and made a part hereof as Exhibit A. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Bayonne, the council, that 1, the council finds and determines that the proposed project will meet or meets an existing housing need. 2, the council does hereby adopt the within resolution and makes the determination and findings herein contained by virtue of, pursuant to, and in conformity with the provisions of the HMFA requirements, with the intent and purpose that the agency shall rely thereon in making a mortgage loan to the sponsor, which shall construct, own, and operate the project. And 3, the council does hereby adopt the within resolution with the further intent and purpose that from the date of execution of the agency mortgage, the proposed project, including both the land and improvements thereon, will be exempt from real property taxation as provided in the HMFA requirements, provided that payments in lieu of taxes for municipal services supplied to the project are made to the municipality in such amounts and in the manner set forth in the agreement for payments in lieu of taxes attached hereto as Exhibit B. And 4, the council hereby authorizes and directs the mayor of the city of Bayonne to execute on behalf of the municipality the agreement for payment in lieu in taxes in substantially the form annexed hereto as Exhibit B in an amount equal to 6.28% of the project revenues as defined therein. And 5, the council understands and agrees that the revenue projections set forth in Exhibit A are estimates, and that the actual payments in lieu of taxes to be paid by the sponsor to the municipality shall be determined pursuant to the agreement for payments in lieu of taxes executed between the sponsor and the municipality. And as a side note, this is not part of the resolution, that 6.28% number is fixed by statute.
And on that resolution, Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
I just want to make a comment. This is the first new housing in over 20 years since the Roberson homes. Speaking with Director Mahon, it's a very significant project in that the council and mayor also were keeping our promises to provide more affordable housing for our seniors and supportive citizens. I'm very, very proud to be part of this great project, and it definitely helps a great need in our city. And with that, I'll vote aye.
And with nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
And on the motion to adjourn, Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
Aye. Have a good day, everybody.